Hey, welcome back. And I wanted to give you a little update on a guitar project that we are working on. It's my guitar, but there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of really talented people that are going to help me out with this. Um, we're blessed in this area, not only with the musicians and the bands and the venues and all that, but we are blessed to have a number of really great guitar techs, trained luthiers in the area, amp techs. So it's just it is great to be a part of this community here in the Central Susquehanna Valley. But without further ado, I want to talk to you about this project that we are working on. We are going to, and I say we because I can't do this. I mean, I can probably take this guitar apart, but I would not be able to put it back together. And I just don't have that gene in me. But thankfully, a lot of people in the area do. And one of those people is a respected guitar technician, musician in the area. I got to know him at the beginning of the year when I did a podcast interview with him. And he performed at one of the early shows this year that Blair Mitchell Tree is putting together. It's Brian Noacker. And he is an incredible guitarist, an incredible singer, incredible songwriter, but he's also a great guitar technician. So I'm going to bring Brian back into the conversation here in a minute. This is a Gatto Monterey. These were made in Raleigh, North Carolina by a luthier, a guitar builder named Ryan Gatto, G-A-D-O-W, Gatto. His name's right up here. And his signature's on the back of this guitar too. He made guitars. The information on the interwebs is not very conclusive, but early 2000s into the 10s, and I think he stopped around 2014 making guitars. But these guitars are exquisite. How do I know? Because I have three of them, including this Monterey. I have a classic hollow body, which was my first Gatto guitar that I bought sight unseen off Reborn. And then when Prairie Dogma kind of got into the full band with the full drum kit, we started doing a lot of reggae stuff. I needed something that was going to cut through the tone a little, or cut through the mix a little bit better. So I bought a Gatto Bakersfield guitar, which is it's kind of Ryan's take on the Telecaster, but it has upgraded pickups in it, bare knuckle pickups, which are hand wound pickups from the UK. I like that guitar, but it wasn't quite the sound we were looking for. So I'm gonna put this one down for a minute, and I started using this guitar. This is a Fender parts caster. And the reason we call them parts casters is because the body was from someplace. The neck I got off online. It's a Fender neck made in Mexico. Locking tuners, so just different parts come together. And that was one of the brilliant things of going down these rabbit holes. So one of the brilliant things about Leo Fender is that he made the necks detachable so that you could, it's just so easy to work on these guitars. But I didn't buy the guitar, I bought the guitar back in 2016, so almost 10 years ago. And I didn't buy it for any other reason than these pickups were installed in it. And these pickups are one of the very first boutique pickups produced in the world. And I went over kind of the details of this guitar in an earlier video, so I'm not going to belabor that point. These are velvet hammer pickups. These were wound in the early to mid 70s by a man, a genius, a musical genius, and an electronics genius. And I was saying, we have a great community here of bands, songwriters, musicians, and technicians. Well, Red Rhodes was that one person kind of encompassing all those things. Red Rhodes was a pedal steel guitar player, one of the foundational pedal steel guitar players for California kind of country music. He was the head of the house band at the Palomino Club in Hollywood. He was one of the, as far as I'm concerned, he is in the top 5 pedal steel guitar players ever, and on any given day I would probably put him at number 1, even above Buddy Edmonds and Sneaky Pete, just because of his his unbridled or unbounded view of what the pedal steel guitar could do. I'm going to get into Red in a very detailed video later on, and because I think his name needs to be a little bit better known. So anyhow, I bought this guitar just because of these pickups, and these are Velvet Hammer pickups, hand wound in the early to mid 70s by Orville J. Red Rhodes Jr. And as I said, he was a pedal steel guitar player. He played for played in Michael Nesmith's First National Band, and on one of Nez's great albums from the mid-90s called Tropical Campfires. Grab any of the first 3 First National Band albums, Magnetic South, Loose Salute, or Nevada Fighter. Red is all over those, and the pedal steel playing is just so exquisite. It's ethereal. Red's playing is akin to Jerry Garcia. Jerry on a good night would just get ethereal and you'd be taken somewhere else. Well, Red is the same way with the pedal steel guitar. Just some of the stuff he came up with was just mind-blowing, literally. But his work on Tropical Campfires, which Michael Nesmith released in the early 90s, excuse me, just some of the, and it's not in your face. It like all good musicians, Red knew which notes not to play, but the ones that he did play were often just so incredible. Anyhow, more on Red Rhodes later. So he not only wound these pickups and created these pickups, and people like Joan Jett is probably the most recognized name that has used Velvet Hammer pickups in the past. Just a litany, and I think I mentioned them during the in-depth look at this guitar. Anyhow, I'm getting down rabbit holes, which I want to do. So I wanted, and these pickups did it. These pickups were what we were looking for in the sound for our band, and having experimented with different, with Greshes and different guitars and my Gatto guitars, I found that I liked where these pickups were going. What I don't like about this guitar is the neck. I'm not a huge fan of this neck, and that's probably why I don't play it a lot. But I have, so the idea was, well, I could have a new neck made or get a new neck, but it's like, well, or I could get Velvet Hammer pickups to put into this guitar. So we'll put Roxy down here for a minute, and and bring the Gatto back up. So I knew I liked Gatto guitars, and this guitar is called a Monterey. It was made in 2014, according to the serial number. This came up for sale on Reverb, and I made an offer. Surprise! I made an offer on things are falling apart here. I made an offer on Reverb and was absolutely shocked that they took it. So I got this guitar, and these have Shure SSV and SSH humbucker pickups in it. Humbucker pickups are these double coil pickups. I'm not going to get into the nuances of different kinds of pickups, but suffice it to say, these are a warmer sounding pickup than the single coils. Think of a Fender Stratocaster, Telecaster, Mark Knopfler, James Burton from Elvis Presley's band. Think of those, and that's your single coil kind of sound. These are more mellow, more like a Gibson, more like a lot of jazz. Although don't try to get confined into the genres for pickups, because everybody in every genre uses all kinds of different guitars. But just to give you an idea, so the humbuckers are a little more mellow. They're not quite as in your face. So this guitar has humbucker pickups on the neck position, and it has humbucker pickups on the bridge position, and a single coil here. And this guitar was close, but it plays like butter. My gosh, I mean, I feel like I can do just about anything within my skill level on this guitar, but the pickups just weren't cutting it as far as what we wanted to do. So again, I could, just have this neck reproduced for this Fender, or I could just upgrade the pickups in this. So as I said, Red Road's hand-wound velvet hammer pickups in the early to mid-70s. Red passed away in 1995, and so those pickups that he has produced back in the day are a little spendy. And correct me if I'm wrong, interweb. I think his son Jeff wound velvet hammer pickups for a while, but for whatever reason, didn't do them for very long. So I went on the interweb and looked up velvet hammer pickups. Well, first I went to Reverb, and I was looking at used vintage velvet hammer pickups, and they're a bit spendy, as I said. Two humbucking velvet hammer pickups on Reverb currently are priced at $1,600, $1,600. A little bit out of my budget for this guitar. So that's when I went to the interweb and was looking, well, maybe there's somebody else that has them, or there's something close. And in my search on the interweb, it popped up Velvet Hammer Pickups Facebook. I'm like, well, there must be a Velvet Hammer Pickup group page on Facebook. Ta-da! Maybe there'll be some help. So I clicked on the Google search, and it took me to Facebook. Well, it's not a Velvet Hammer user group or a community group. It is Velvet Hammer Pickups. And when I scrolled through the page, lo and behold, it looks like they are making Velvet Hammer pickups again. Well, that was fantastic. I was beyond amazed, and it looked like they were taking orders. So I reached out, I messaged on Facebook thinking, oh, it's going to be this big operation, in California or something like that. I figured one of the minions would have emailed me back and, pleasantries and give me a form thing to fill out. No, it was actually a real human being. It was a real human being. And it is Sydney Rhodes who answered me back. Sydney Rhodes is the granddaughter of Red Rhodes and the daughter of Jeff Rhodes. So I will get into a little bit of my analysis of these pickups at this point. But remember that Sydney Rhodes is the granddaughter of the man who originally wound and produced these pickups, one of the first boutique pickups in the world. So after some pleasantries in that, I asked if she was taking orders for new pickups, and she said yes. She's doing the single coils. And she's doing them just, we'll get into this in a minute, but she's doing them exactly like her grandfather and her father made them. Well, so I was like, okay, control yourself because you haven't got a quote on a price yet. So after we discussed a little bit what I was looking for, which was really just Velvet Hammer single coil pickups for a Stratocaster style guitar for this one, I asked her what the price would be, and it was considerably less than anything I saw for even single pickups for sale. And as a matter of fact, I was actually pleasantly surprised that it was at the price point that she quoted me, because I really thought, because these are hand-wound pickups coming from one person, I thought they were going to be really expensive, and they're not. If you want a quote, you can reach out to Sydney on Facebook, and you can talk to her, because I don't want to taint the well for her. But suffice it to say, yeah. So I purchased them immediately, and in about 2 weeks, Sydney said they're done, and then we and some other little nitnoity things that we had to come to an agreement on, particularly the pickup covers. That was the last thing, and so she sent them out last week, and they arrived yesterday. So full disclosure, I did a whole unboxing video for the pickups yesterday, but there was a significant technical glitch during the video filming, so I'm going to go back and kind of reproduce it. So it is not the actual unboxing, but it's a very good facsimile of that. So anyhow, so let's go look at the pickups kind of individually, and talk a little bit about why I am so confident that these pickups are going to work for this guitar. And I say that because a good friend of mine who's a guitar technician said, you know, as I was telling them my plan, wanting to get close to my Fender with this Gatto with the Velvet Hammer pickups in it, he said, you're not going to get the exact sound. And I said, I understand that. But he elaborated and said, you know, it's a different guitar, different wood made out of it. And the pickups, you know, while, you know, have got a 50-year gap. So he said, they're not going to be the same pickups. And I understand that. But if I can get close to the sound I get out of this Fender, to the playability that I love about these Gatto guitars with a set of pickups in it. My bandmate, our bassist Tyler Henry, when we were kind of searching for tones on this guitar, he said the pickups make that guitar, this Fender, this Fender. He said the pickups make that guitar, and I couldn't agree with him more. It really does. So I want to put the Velvet Hammer pickups that Sydney Rhodes has hand wound into this guitar. So if you look, these are single coil pickups here, and that's what I'm going to put in this, and these have double coil or humbucker pickups in it. So I will, after we look at the pickups, kind of unbox them, sort of, we'll take a look at them, and then I'll tell you why I am so confident that I'm going to get close to the sound that I am looking for. And I have found over, you know, the years of playing guitar, I may even find a sound or a tone that I wasn't even expecting that I really like. So without further ado, let's go over to the lounge, and we'll unbox those pickups. Hey, so here we are in the lounge, and I'm getting ready to, as I said, you know, full disclosure, did this last night or yesterday, and had a huge technical glitch, and so I'm going to go back and kind of reproduce it, and you know, reproduce my excitement when I open this up when I got the pickups in the mail yesterday. She sent them out. She lives in Washington. I'm not going to be specific just so I can respect her privacy and that, but she lives in Washington State, and sent these out on, today is a Tuesday, and she sent them out on Friday, and the Postal Service said they won't get here till Wednesday. Well, lo and behold, they came yesterday. So everything is just kind of working out. And so I am going to credit Sydney Rhodes for the expeditious manner in which the pickups were delivered to me, and secondarily to the United States Postal Service. So anyhow, I cut this thing open, and she taped this up really well. The box was exquisite condition, not a problem there. So it took me a little bit. I ended up just brute force getting it open, because she really did a great job of at least packing the box up. So as you open the box, the interior of the box is bubble wrap, and right away I knew I was going to love this experience. Dramatic tension. This is the pickup, and this was another reason I bought the Fender that has the Velvet Hammer pickups in, because they had this, and I don't know if you can really see that or not, but that is what I think is, or what I'm possibly thinking is, one of the original packaging containers for Red's original pickups. There's a picture of the great man himself there, Red Rhodes, and we'll give him a little salute there. So this is one of what I believe is one of Red's packaging material. Sydney can maybe enlighten this, and if it's not, okay, well, cool. But as far as I'm concerned, it is. Until I hear otherwise. So, does anybody need a good box? You get to a certain age, you need a good box. This is what I pulled out of the box, and I knew right away that she was replicating this packaging, and to me that was great. But bubble wrap, and I'm not gonna. It's popcorn. OCD. So this is the packaging that she has, and has a picture of Red on there. This is from his album that he recorded in the early. Hi, Chester. Chester's going to check out the pickups here. Chester's going to check out the pickups. This is a picture of Red Rhodes from his album that he recorded in the early 70s at Michael Nesmith's Countryside Studios, called Velvet Hammer and a Cowboy Band. And it is a great album if you are a student or an aficionado or a lover of pedal steel guitar music. It's just a great guitar. As a matter of fact, the ringtone on my phone is a snippet from one of the songs off of this album, Velvet Hammer and a Cowboy Band. And with all due respect to my bandmate Tyler Henry, I love pedal steel guitar. He's not a fan, but anyhow, so this is the packaging that it came in. So I was gobsmacked that she's reproducing, or emulating, or giving a homage to the original packaging. And I love the logo. I love the font on the logo as well. Very, very 70s, very retro, but has a vibe of currency to it. So great stuff. Without further ado, let's get these open. And it's just like the original one. The top pops off, and it's got foam here to protect the pickups from jostling around, either during shipment or as you're purchasing them at the store. So hopefully we can get some of these pickups in stores. So you pop this open and you dump that, and lo and behold, look, I got Velvet Hammer picks. Not one, but two, and they have the Velvet Hammer logo on them. So I have Velvet Hammer pickup swag, and I probably won't play these. I'm gonna put them on display in the studio just so I have them. So thank you, Sydney, for this. As I said, if you start manufacturing or producing or printing T-shirts, put me down for at least one. So. Yeah, so these, I am just so gobsmacked with these so far, and they're not even installed yet. I'm so gobsmacked with them. So let's walk through the pickups. As I said, I am very confident that these are going to do the trick. And why do I say that? Sydney is using her grandfather's specs. She's using her grandfather's, for lack of a better term, recipe. I'm sure he kept notes, and I'm sure that her dad kept notes as he was winding pickups. So she has all of that. I like to think of that as a direct artistic connection between Sydney and Jeff and Red Rhodes. So she is using his recipe, his DNA. Figuratively, to produce these pickups. So she has the figurative DNA in these. But she also has something even more important. She has the literal DNA from her grandfather and father that she is using for these pickups. Why is that important? With any kind of skill, of craftsmanship, of artistry, yeah, you can do these things by the book, and they will come out probably okay. The fact that Sydney Rhodes is doing this means that not only is she following that recipe book, but she is also following the the legacy of Red Rhodes, her grandfather. So my gestalt is that she will do everything. I'm confident that she will do and has done everything to make these as good and maybe even better than the legacy pickups that are in my Stratocaster. Everybody says, "Oh, the old stuff is better." Sometimes it is, but if you apply the craftsmanship and the technology that Red used in winding these pickups to the technology and the advancements that we have now, why wouldn't these sound as good or maybe even better? So these have the figurative, the artistic, the engineering DNA in them, but they also have the, no kidding, biological DNA from Red Rhodes to these pickups. So getting that down, yeah, she can follow the recipe book, she can do everything by the book, but she has a vested interest in the legacy of these pickups to do them even better than the book said. So I am very confident that these are going to do the trick. They have the original Velvet Hammer script logo on the pickup covers. So these are the 3 pickups that are going to go into the Gatto, and I'm aligning them this way because this one is marked middle. And you may say, well, does it matter? Well, it does, because these 2 pickups, and I don't know the direction because I am not a pickup aficionado, surprise. These 2 pickups, which will go on the neck and the bridge, are wound in a certain direction. This middle pickup is wound in the opposite direction. And I believe that's what gives you that kind of funky sound when you go between the neck and the middle pickup and the bridge and the middle pickup. I think the fact that this pickup is wound in the opposite direction is what does that. It may be something even completely different, or it may be something, and I'm not sure that it was something that Red did on his own volition to wind these. I'm going to go out on a limb. I would love to sit down either via telephonic or Zoom call with Sydney and talk to her about, maybe the technical, go into the weeds on the technical aspect of this. And but I'm just so I'm so thrilled to have these pickups. And as I said, they're a great homage just physically to the pickups that Red wound back in the 70s. So the next stop with these are down to Lewisburg to get everything, and we're going to go back into the studio, and I'll talk a little bit more detail about what's the next step for the Gatto with the Velvet Hammer pickups. I am so stoked. I'm so excited to start the process of getting this together. So I will keep you posted. We're going to go back in the studio. We'll kind of wrap things up. So let's go back in there and refill our coffees. So those are the pickups. Those are the Velvet Hammer pickups, hand wound by Sidney Rhodes out in Washington State. And I even got 2 pickups out of the deal, or not 2 pickups, 2 guitar picks out of the deal with Velvet Hammer on it. So not only did I get the pickups, and I'm so happy with them at this point, but I got swag. So if you're, as I said, if you're listening, Sydney, and you start doing T-shirts, put me down for at least one, and we'll get the word out, because I think from a musical standpoint, from a craftsman standpoint, and from an innovative standpoint, I really think Red Rhodes and now Jeff and Sydney need to have a little bit more exposure for what they're doing. So those are the pickups that are going to go into this Gatto. And as we said, we have humbucker pickups here. So these are a bit so we say width-wise, they're a little longer or a little bigger than the single coil pickups. So to accommodate 3 of these in this configuration, I'm taking this guitar today down to Brian Noacker in Lewisburg, and we are going to, or he is going to, cut a new pick guard out of this. Well, the body of this guitar is a bit larger than a conventional Stratocaster. So I can't just swap out the pick guard, from off the shelf. It has to be cut. So I reached out to a company, excuse me for a minute because this thing fell down earlier. I reached out to a company in, I don't know where, and I got this tortoiseshell pickguard blank. And so Brian is going to take this guitar apart, use this pickguard as a template, this turquoise pickguard as a template, to cut a new one out of this, and then use a standard Stratocaster template to align the pickups in the usual fashion. So neck, middle, and bridge, which is slightly angled to get you a little bit more bite on the upper E, B, and G strings. So again, Leo knew what he was doing. Leo Fender knew what he was doing when he laid all this stuff out. So that's the next step. The other thing that we're going to look at is the potentiometers. They're the little control knobs here, but the inside part, how you adjust either the volume or the tone, we're going to see if they need to be replaced. This 5-way toggle switch, which selects the configuration of the pickups, needs to be replaced. The single neck pickup it just doesn't work, so this needs to be replaced. Other than that, I'm going to keep the guitar pretty much as it is, and if I am right, and this guitar gets to as close of a tone as I want or exceeds my expectations, this is going to be my primary guitar playing with Prairie Dogma. I want to be able to do everything on one guitar. The days of schlepping 2 or 3 guitars to a show, it's just, as you get older, you just don't want to do it. So I want to be able to do all things with one guitar, and I think I might be able to get close to it. If I don't, I got Roxy to fall back on. This is, I forgot to mention that this guitar is named after my sweet 45.5-pound pit bull, Roxy. And I've never named a guitar before, but this is Roxy. Roxy has the Velvet Hammer pickup. So if this one doesn't work out, which I highly doubt, but if this one doesn't work out, I have this one as a backup. And I have played this one with Prairie Dogma before, and it works just great. But again, I am really looking for the playability and the comfort of this guitar. So we're taking this down to Brian Noacker in Lewisburg. Going to cut the pick guard. We're going to install the pickups. We'll update you as it's going on, and we'll be back soon with an update video, and then I'll really look forward to sitting down and playing this guitar through my amps here and spending some quality time with it to see if it's gotten where I want it to go. I think it will. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Red Roads for not only just having the foresight and the skill to produce what should be a very classic, well, it is a classic pickup, but it should be a better known pickup. One of the first boutique pickups in the world. But also just for his musical legacy, the stuff that he laid down. Again, Tropical Campfires, Michael Nesmith, listen to that. Live at the Brit is, I think, the last recording of Red playing with anyone, but he's playing with Michael Nesmith in this wonderful band made up of Louis Conti and John Jorgensen and, oh my gosh, John Hodge on piano. God bless, it's such a great album. But Red's playing live, and it's toward the ends of his life. When he was 60, I think it was 64 or 65 when he passed away, or 66. He was in his mid-60s, so I'm creeping up on that age. Much too young, but I believe he had diabetes, but Live at the Brit is I think his last recorded work, and it is just so great as a live album. Unless you get to listen to all of Michael Nesmith's songs, but listen to Red Roads playing on that album. If you really want to get into the whole ethereal kind of cosmic partner kind of thing, check out a song called Thanks for the Ride. by Michael Nesmith, and it's Red. As a matter of fact, when Nez did that song before he passed away with the First National Band Redux, they essentially just played Red's solo when they performed that song live. And Nez had one of the best current pedal steel players in Pete Finney in his band, but to give Red a little time to shine, they used his solo. And I will leave it till next time when we go over the life of Red Rhodes to bring in Jif Peanut Butter into the conversation. So if you want to know how Red Rhodes and Jif Peanut Butter are connected, check out my my upcoming video on Orville J. Red Rhodes Jr. So again, thanks Red, thanks Jeff, but thank you Sydney. It has been a pleasure to get to know you via messaging and email over the last couple of weeks, and you're doing good. We appreciate it. Until next time, bye-bye.